let me ask you this. Are you a fan of Paul McCartney and his Ram album? Because if you are, you came to the right place. Today we're going to be listening to side 2 of Ram. We already covered side 1 in a previous video, so if you wanted to check that out, the link will be below for you. But even if you haven't watched that one yet, I recommend you sticking around.
Switch things up a little bit. This is your sign to start backwards.
Do things differently. As the Spice Girls like to say, spice up your life. Before getting into this video, I wanted to take a special moment of appreciation for the super thanks to Rob K. Again, you are literally larger than life, a real life superhero. StephaneSmarties, I adore you. And to Dano41, love you. Thank you guys so much. I know you guys didn't have to do this, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I don't deserve you, and I want to be there for you as much as you're there for me. This helps me way more than you could ever imagine, and I really, really, really appreciate it. It goes a long, long way, more than you know. So thank you. Method of attack today is we're going to be doing the one song at a time method. So we'll let the song play out once, and then we'll play it back again and try to find some things or see what we can hear. All right, we're gonna start off with song number 1 on side 2, which is Heart of the Country.
I look high, I look low, I'm looking everywhere I go. Home in the heart of the country. I'm looking for a home in the heart of the country where the holy people grow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whenever now, maybe I'm back. Horse, I want a sheep.
That was so nice. At first I was really, really excited to do the one song at a time method because I was
like, great, now I'm not gonna forget anything that I wanna say.
but even then, there are so many things that happen throughout the song that I want to talk about, and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely gonna hit on that. And I was prepared for a little trick ending, because even though he took it very easy on us, I feel like he provided a little bit of a trick ending somewhere there in the middle. This was so beautiful. What a great way to start. It feels very soft and playful and whimsical, and even though it took place in a minor setting for this song, it had this sort of joyfulness. It was like this more tamed, more reserved joyfulness. And I really like the idea that we've talked about before about creating playlists every time we hear a song, like, oh, this song pairs well with these other songs. And these other songs are actually Paul songs, but Maxwell Silver Hammer, that one is a little bit bigger and more playful, but I still feel like this could be in the same vein. And Rocky Raccoon, I'm a huge Rocky Raccoon fan. Like, I'm so weak for it, I'm so soft for it. It's become one of my all-time favorite Beatles songs, which is so funny because it didn't even make it onto my top 10 list. That's saying a lot of Heart of the Country because I'm putting it up there with Rocky Raccoon even after just the first listen. This was really, really great. I loved it. Those lyrics just crack me up because he is proving to us that he's looking everywhere he goes. He looks high, he looks low, right? He's covering all his directions. But I can't help but feel like there's a double entendre in there somewhere.
I look high
Could maybe mean more than just where he's looking, but also how he's appearing. Perhaps he appears to be on a different mental wavelength.
Looking for a home in the heart of the country.
You just gotta love that good 7th to sink your teeth into.
Looking for a home in the heart of the country where the holy people grow. Heart of the country.
I love the percussive element in this song too. I think it really adds to that acoustic feeling. It's very kind of like hollow, and it feels like a very sharp strike.
Grass in the meadow.
I'm gonna try my best to sum up my feelings of Heart of the Country in 5 words. Acoustic, peaceful, easy, calming home. Moving right along to song number 2, we've got Monkberry Moon Delight.
So I sat in the attic, a dreadful cantata. Miss Hope and the horrible sound of ciabatta. Don't get left behind. The city news, the nerves and the vines. I stood with a knot in my stomach. Monkberry Moon Delight. In my hair is a tangle for return. You later. Catch up, catch up, catch you. Monkberry Moon, Monkberry Moon Delight. Monkberry Moon Monkberry Moon Delight.
So this was often said to me as a child, or said about me, esa cristal es cosa seria. So I mean this out of the bottom of my heart and out of pure love that
Paul McCartney es cosa seria.
he is so talented. I mean, he does some serious character work. It feels like he's actually an actor, this artist who takes on a role with each song. It's like he discovers a new facet of his personality, or a new way to deliver the message of the song. He puts on this hard rock, gravelly tone in this song. It's almost shouted, and you can feel the passion in the delivery. And this one was so good because there was so much layering around that harsh vocal. There was also all the background vocals, which added so much, and there was that layered repetition too, at moments where it was 3 times the word was repeated, which was really cool. I liked that effect. It kind of felt like cavernous, or it felt circular. It felt like kind of disoriented. We existed in this 7th world where they were just flown at us from all over, and I felt very at home, especially during walk down moments. Those just felt so good. My ear was like, I know this. I love this. I gravitate towards this. You can feel free to completely disagree with me and say no. You can tell me that I'm really forcing this one, that I'm really reaching here. But it's not only because their titles rhyme, but I kind of got this big sense of Dancing in the Moonlight going on in the back of my head. There were so many things where I was like, oh, similar, parallel.
Do you hear it too?
I love the back and forth of the da-da-dun, 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 da-da-dun. Kind of allows us to feel like we're on this seesaw, or we're not on steady ground, because it is back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, almost like the rocking of a ship. And then the fact that we get that 7th introduced along with the layering background vocals, it's like a marriage of 2 beautiful musical entities.
So was I from the crack of our enemy's hole. Catch up, super puree behind. Catch up, don't get left behind.
And another connection that we can make is with all the mention of all these food ingredients and vegetables, ketchup, tomato, soup, puree. It's giving a little bit of Savoy truffle, you know, cuisine. I love that. That little string moment is really compelling. I love how it just kind of sustains there for a moment. It works in that little area where it's at, and then it rises up at the end. It's like it takes us and elevates the experience. It's almost symbolic because it does go up pitch wise, but it also, I feel like it takes the song up to the next layer.
Monkberry Moon Delight.
And along with the super satisfying walk downs, we also have really interesting things that go on vocally. That's where he experiments and he really, really commits to that character and dives in deep. I know this much is true. He was definitely able to put the delight in Monkberry Moon Delight. So for song number 3, we're sticking with the theme of cuisine with Eat at Home. Yay! That one was super sweet. It had the charm and the sweetness of a Simon and Garfunkel song, and I don't know if it's from little moments that were like that, or the fact that there was a lot of harmony, like the backing harmonic line almost appeared so much, and it was very, very present. Like it wasn't that far behind our lead vocal, our melodic line. And the incorporation and inclusion of a female vocal in this song just made it all the more sweet and dulce, and it was so beautiful. I really loved it. This one was super enjoyable. Oh, and who doesn't love a good electric guitar? That just elevates everything. Love how that drum is used as that little transitional device. And in the last song, we had little transitional moments that felt like the song was raising to the next part. This one, it feels like the song was dropped to the next part. That is so lovely and special, and I'm just enamored by that part. This chord change right here and this little drop off means everything to me. This one's just a pure, jolly, good time at the beach. I can definitely hear this, like Santa Monica Pier, 19 whatever year this came out. I can already envision the scenery. Si seguimos caminando, nos encontramos en el número 4 con Long Haired Lady. I most definitely agree with the lyric, love is long if long-haired lady is love itself, because this song went on for a while, but of course we gotta love it because it was a whole experience. It was an endeavor, right? It felt like there were moments that were more experimental and psychedelic, but then we also had like more band moments. We had a lot of like sounded like some horns, and we had that like instrumental stops or the build-ups to a stop or these pull down moments. Just so much happening, so much colliding all at once that made the whole experience very exciting. So starting off, he's already showing us that this song is going to incorporate a lot of range, melodically and vocally, because in order to go up that scale that he took us on, he flipped his voice from a more soothing chest voice, even though it wasn't very booming and very operatic, it was still in the chest. But then as it went going upward, he went mixing it, and it wasn't a full falsetto, but it did have a mixed tone, and he was really accessing a soothing timbre in his voice. And here are the notes if you want to see how far up the scale he traveled. He started at where for me would be a lower part of my register. Well, 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 well. He's ending on the same note that he started with, B, just up the octave. And we had that kind of mini crescendo down in the instrumentation into a full stop, and then it kind of feels like the song switches on us, like drops on a dime, and it just becomes this whole other thing that we're about to experience. That little part right there is so dreamy and whimsical. He's so good at creating these really, really cute and sweet moments that are so warm and so charming, and just make you feel welcome and make you feel comfortable. Down in the instrumentation here, we can hear a presence of dissonance or some clashing pitches that are actually carrying the song forward. I love this section because the color of all the instruments that go on, it creates this chaotic, really fun environment, like a parade. It sounds like there's horns, but I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Up next, we've got the song before last, Ram On, parentheses, Reprise. In such a short amount of time from beginning to end, that song went places. It had such a quick crescendo from extremely, it was pianissimo. It was just so soft. And then bam, all of a sudden we just have a fortissimo, and that's where the song pretty much exists for the rest of it. And then it goes off into something else. But that initial ram on that we also hear the first time around in the first side, where it goes from a softer, more heartbroken place into that more joyous, peaceful, but more happy spot. I love that contrast because it's like moving from the shadows, from a dark place into the light, and it's so beautiful to watch that happen. But then with this one, it went into even past the light, past happiness. It went to like an excitement party zone. And I just love that whistle too. I just think that adds to the Paul McCartney charm of this song. This part feels like it lives underneath a rain cloud. Like there's some hope of sun coming later, but it's still kind of heavy. that's the moment where the sun comes out finally and all the clouds melt away and you can just see the beaming sun ray shining through. And then it just trailed off into a really fun zone and it was completely unexpected for me. Saddest moment of the night, we've reached the last song on the album, which is The Backseat of My Car.
Honey, I want it my way, but listen down in the backseat of my car. The lazy lights are pretty, and that is so making love is wrong. Say we were late in arriving. We believe that we can't be wrong. We could make it to Mexico City.
Paul McCartney outsmarted me at every turn. I was not prepared for one transition in that entire song, and I'm almost 100% sure that at least for tonight, my favorite song of the night has to be The Backseat of My Car. So beautiful, so moving. Even just the instrumental line, there was so much going on. There was a lot of heartbreaking strings moments. There were like the bigger orchestra moments, even it was just magical. There were so many magical elements, so many elements I couldn't even place my finger on, and just lots of wonder happened. It was very, very beautiful. I loved the main theme of the song, but this entire side was incredible. Now I see why there was such a push and motivation for me to do this, and I thank you guys so much for staying on me and telling me that this needed to be done, because you were 100% right. This was golden. I think we've got 2 videos in a row now where I have to side with the second half of, although I really, really loved Ram Side 1, especially Ram On. Such a beautiful, beautiful song that I will continue to play so often because I love it. It was really, really great. But there's just something I'm drawn to about side 2. Maybe that'll change after I spend hours and hours editing this video, which always happens. No matter how hard I try to get better at editing, and it never happens. I'm always there for hours. For the last video, I filmed the last video on a Friday night, and I started editing right away after filming the same night, and I went all the way to 4 a.m. And then when I woke up on Saturday, I started editing all the way until 4 a.m. again on Sunday. And then when I woke up Sunday, got to editing, and I was done by 11 p.m. That's how long that took me. So I'll see if I could get this done a little bit quicker. Actually filming this video on Monday, June 6th, the same day that the Wall Part 2 video came up. And as I'm filming this video, I just got a notification that we have yet another person to thank for the super thanks, Peter Buwen. I hope that this time I'm pronouncing it correctly, and thank you so much for correcting me and telling me the right way. I appreciate that so much. And I appreciate you being a repeated hero 2 weeks in a row. We've got 2 people who've donated 2 weeks in a row, Rob K and Peter Buwen. Thank you guys so much. And thank you, Dano41, and thank you, StephaneSmarties. I appreciate you guys so much. I love you, love you, love you so much. And everyone, I hope that you have an amazing day or night, whatever day it is. I hope that something wonderful comes your way. I'll be thinking of you. Just know that you'll be in my mind and in my heart, all right? Take it easy.